You know, I try to be good to you people, but the game won't let me. Hey, folks, welcome back to Let's Play Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm the Mysterious JG. I noticed a red blip on the map as I was driving back with Trevor, but then now a phone is going off. So let's see what this is. I was going to cut all this out for you, but something happened on the way back to base. So let's see what's going on.
Hello. Who is this?
It's me. I shouldn't have called.
Oh,
Patricia. Mrs. Madrazo. Hey.
Are you behaving, Trevor?
I'm chasing down someone right now.
Patricia, I really miss you. Time together. Very important.
I have to go.
Do we have her as a contact? I don't know what ever happens from calling her, though. So I think he probably stole money.
One thing. Random thief 0.
Which happens in this game. It's extra fun when he's naked. Or not naked, but he's wearing underwear, like just some briefs, socks and shoes, and now he's going to return stolen item, and I don't think the character's dialogue will reflect that in any way. But there we go. Alright, so I had planned on doing some of this off screen. That's not going to happen now. I think that scene is kind of fun, though. Patricia Madrazo calls him up. Oh, it's not even a damsel in distress, some drunk dude.
Here. Hardly worth robbing. You rock, bro. See, this is what it's...
Okay, you wandered off and I barely heard you, but whatever. Well, anyway.
You cocksucker. Come on.
Probably not really worth the trouble I'm going to either. I'm driving Trevor back north because time advances faster with Trevor saving than anyone else. But, you know what it is? Again, one of the guides is really specific about doing it, and this guide, they've had better information than some of the other sites. Like IGN has got these kind of... I think IGN rushed out some information when the game was new, and they certainly aren't going back and revising it. I can't even act like I'm mad at them for not doing it. Their IGN has kind of functioned like the online equivalent of a gaming mag from back in the day. But like the GTA wiki is something where, like, you know, call them heroes, call them losers without lives. Either way, the people updating to that wiki are people who are like obsessed with getting the wiki to be like super accurate. So they have that is where the article is saying, yeah, you should make sure it's Monday before you do these things, and that will be faster and easier to do as Trevor, because he's advancing time so quickly. We'll spend significantly less time in the menu saving or going to bed and getting up, and getting it to advance just from whenever we sell the stock back to like Sunday night, so we can switch to Franklin and have him be ready to do the final assassination Monday morning. And I would say, but hey, at least we're getting some driving in as Trevor to increase his driving skill. But Trevor's driving skill, somehow, when he was hanging around in the titty bar, it maxed out. So now, Michael never quite got maxed out. I don't think I realized that. Franklin's been maxed out for a while. Franklin now has the weakest overall stats. Michael is perfect at everything except driving and lung capacity. I don't think anyone's ever getting level 5 lung capacity, because that would just involve me off screen. I guess I could do it on screen. That would be madness. Like, that would just be me off screen doing lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of swimming. There's no missions where we're going to need it. So yeah, Michael is very near to being the perfect man, the ultimate male, the ultimate lover. And Franklin, yeah, because I decided to spend time playing tennis off screen with Trevor and Michael, not against each other. but that's why they both have super strength. And I made it a point to figure out Michael's special, although probably Trevor's is the one that we might need the most out of. I'm a little surprised to myself that Franklin's special isn't maxed out, but I know exactly how to go about doing it, but we haven't really had trouble with needing it to be better than it is. Anyway, whatever. Let's, with a bit of luck, we can actually get the assassination missions both done. Even if maybe it's maybe after this video, I'm still working on the stat manipulation trick for, although actually no, this one should be super easy because we buy a stock right before the mission, then execute the mission and sell the stock almost immediately after. I think it might be a little bit more than a day after. Like it might be, yeah. We probably have to be careful to do it the right amount of time after to maximize. But I think these should both be fairly simple compared to past stock manipulation tricks. What can I talk about while we're finishing this drive? So in the last session of videos, we had Michael just spontaneously. It was in order to get Trevor to give up the Aztec fertility symbol that he knew they would need for Mike Madrazo. By the way, Grand Theft Auto Online has Mike Madrazo missions that I was seeing during the load screen. I'm like, why would you want to work for him? He's an idiot. He keeps being taken advantage of by the protagonists. But oh, look at the Mundies. But anyway, no. What triggered it was the idea that Trevor has this Aztec fertility thing, and he wants it for himself. And Michael convinces him to give it up in exchange for, we'll figure out a heist at the Union Depository. So there's two main plot lines that kind of dovetail and wrap up to end the main game. And we were at 80.50 or something like that. Like if we went to yeah, we get a less than 1% return right now. But there's kind of like two plot lines that dovetail at the end to wrap up the main, like the game. There's no DLCs, it's just the game. And one of them, like this heist that Michael's like, I know it sounds like it's impossible, but I think we can do it. We're going to bust the Union Depository. That is like the big game-ending heist. So this is the first time it is mentioned. The dream. There's a lot of story left. Don't worry, folks. There's plenty of game left. But this, yeah, that big heist that Michael is using to heist. I guess I just spoiled the fact that it's not a lie. They are actually going to attempt this job. But yeah, doing that is the huge, big final score. That is one of the two kind of things that's happening at the end game. It is Thursday. And you have to remember, it's time passes pretty quick. 85.4, well, not that quick, because this still seems like if we were to sell it, we're getting like a 5% return. It should just start flying up. We want to sell it close to 100. I don't know how long it's supposed to take. If we bought on Monday and it's already Thursday, it feels like it's already taken. It says I think they just kind of generically say a few in-game days. Yeah, it's definitely moving in the right direction. The nice thing about this is, like, even if we don't hit the peak exactly, it's not bouncing around in such a way that, like, if we miss the peak slightly, we're going to be way off. Like, it's not going to peak briefly and then drop down immediately. It's going to get back to where it should be and stabilize, which means that if it goes up to 100 and then it sinks back down to 98 and then even down to 95, it'll bounce back up in the next days to 96 or so. Like, it's going to float around in that area. We don't have to be like, ah, damn, there was like a 4-hour window where it was at this exact perfect price and we missed it, so I need to load an earlier game. We don't really need to worry about that. He does a lot of fidgeting around with his arms while he's settling in for a sleep. Also, is everybody in this game a back sleeper? I am a side sleeper, which turns out to be a big problem if you have multiple abdominal surgeries related to your, 38% return. Related to your 38% return. Hey, I guess what the hell? Like, let's chat about where the story's going a bit. There's two main threads, which is that these are a bunch of criminals looking for a huge score, and that all of us, like all of the protags, they say, have got enemies. I'm thinking through, like, the final missions of the game are kind of a fairly rapid. This game just, like, it builds up storylines. I guess I want to say, oh, because it's a game and they don't know what order you'll do things in, it's difficult for them to build cohesive storylines. But the main story of this game is actually quite linear. There's, like, the silly, like, Strangers and Freaks missions are you can do at different times. And sometimes they'll set up, like, oh, there's 2 or 3 missions that can be done in different orders. But the game, like, the story moves in a fairly linear fashion overall. But the main villains that we're dealing with now are the FIB guys who are using us as their cat's paw. And it's pretty obvious we're going to have to figure out something there. In many of the GTA games of the past, there's been some point where you're stuck working for either the in-universe CIA or FBI. And usually it involves doing enough work for them that they let you off the hook or pay you back somehow. Yeah, we're getting close now. Like, eventually, well, the CIA in particular, they've portrayed in other games as being kind of like devious and nasty, but ultimately, like, they got Sweet out of prison for CJ. They got Nico, the guy who, like, Nico's whole purpose in GTA 4 originally, to hunt down the guy who betrayed his unit in Serbia, I think. It was Serbia. I know it was about the guy who betrayed his unit in the war in Eastern Europe. And in both cases, it was the in-game universe version of the CIA that actually made that happen. Okay, I think this is it. It's not even on the average change list anymore. Yeah, all right. 100%, 100.101. Let's sell. That's got to be it. So we'll make 3 million as Trevor to get him up to over 6 million. We'll jump to Michael. He takes care of the place while the master is away, so that we can end with Franklin. Even though Michael's the one who's going to have the biggest return, so maybe we should do him last, just like save him as the main event. I think we've seen this one before, haven't we? Sleeping with a gun, you're in a bad place if you find yourself doing that. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's got his reasons. Those reasons may, in fact, be Trevor Phillips. Yeah, he's making a cool 22... No, he's making... Yeah, he's making $22 million off of this deal. And he's up to like $44 million. So without doing the end game big money missions, he's got enough to buy. Well, I don't want to mess with it right now because he's in his house. I don't want to take him all the way outside so that we can play around with checking the map. But I think he could. I'm pretty sure we could afford to buy one of the 3 movie theaters, assuming their missions are all the same, and that way, if 1 or 2 of the missions pop up, we get to see them.
All right, sweetie. I'll see you next time. All right.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, see, she seems like a nice hooker. I mean, girl, or she's a friend. I like that he's friendly and respectful to the call girls he brings over. I mean, why wouldn't you be? Doesn't cost you any more to be nice. All right, so he's up to 9 million. So Trevor is. Oh, while we're here, so I think anybody can buy the properties. Pictures is less than $1 million. Oh, maybe. Oh, maybe they can't. Maybe only Michael can buy them. We know he takes care of the place while the master's away. It is Wednesday, so let's go ahead and switch back to Trevor before he has a chance to get too far away from his house. And we can start. We can just have him sleep for a couple of days and get it to be. Sunday evening. Is that girl on that poster like looked? We didn't get a real good look at her, but like, yeah, I guess shoulder length blonde hair is not enough for me to say, hey, so you got a poster of Franklin's hooker. I think I might be seeing a connection that the game is not intended to put there. Alright, so this is going to eat most of the video, isn't it? This is actually less involved and complicated than some of the previous ones, but it's still going to eat most of the video. So we just did, it was Wednesday, we slept twice, so it's probably Thursday evening. We sleep twice, get it to be Friday evening, sleep twice, get it to be Saturday, and then I probably want to actually check and be more measured in how many more times we sleep with Trevor. You wouldn't want to sleep with Trevor. He's probably got a lot of diseases. But like what I mean is, sometime on Sunday we want to switch to Franklin, get him back over to his place. I'm wondering if like actually strictly following their guidelines and doing it on Monday helped to get it to work the way I was told it would work, where we'd hit 100 exactly. And I couldn't quite get things to line up the way that I thought they would per the guides on previous missions because I didn't line the days up first. Or if it's just that this one is set up to be pretty straightforward. It just gets back to where it was before the incident, which would be 100% profit, since its price basically halved. And that it's just, the timing just isn't as, fine-tuned timing just wasn't as necessary for this manipulation. That would be fine. It is 6:30 on Saturday. All right, so I actually probably want to sleep twice and get it to be 6:30 on Sunday. I'll go ahead and save here just in case. In case something happens while I'm trying to switch over to Franklin. Yeah, so it is Saturday morning, or Sunday morning, which is exactly what time I wanted to get back over to Franklin, because he can, oh, and he hasn't left his house. He's probably left his house and come back. Man, I got $9 million. I'm going to enjoy some potato chips.
Get some health food in this damn house.
It's not like I can't afford it. I got $9 million. Got a lot of shit he can control from that panel, I'm assuming. Yeah, we haven't really taken the time. I did this while playing around off screen and not Let's Playing. Like, it's not useful, it's not healthy, but like fantasizing about having a house like this, it would be pretty fucking nice to have a house like this, even if you, I mean, it wouldn't really change anything, like, you know. I would still be a single fellow. You know, like, I'm not trying to dwell on that. I'm just saying, like, yeah, like, if you live on your own, having a big house doesn't make a huge difference. I suppose it would make a difference as far as entertaining. But no, I think it would be nice. It would be nice to have, like, this big fucking house full of cool shit, even if it didn't really hugely change your overall life situation. Like, if it was, like, if you weren't paying, like, property tax on it, I guess. It's just you still had the same job and social circumstances you do now. You just had a giant house. I think that would be fun. All right. Well, so the final of these missions, we are supposed to. Okay, make sure it's Monday, which of course it isn't. So we'll want to sleep one more time. Invest all the money of all three. So right before we do this, we want to. Go to the LCN site and invest all the money of all three protagonists into Gold Coast stock, and then post-mission, wait a couple of in-game hours before selling the stocks so they can reach their maximum value. This one takes about 24 hours in-game, and it's about a 45% return. Okay. Good enough. Maybe we can even get this done in this video. That would be nice. I could have like one video, because I'm going to record 3 videos, and then I'll call it a night here and then play some other stuff tomorrow, probably. But like having, it's actually going to feel pretty good to pick, the next time I pick up GTA 5 to know I don't have to futz around with this ever again. Sunday, oh, it's raining outside, and you can see it in its pool. That's kind of cool. Well, not its pool. But yeah, you can't see it in this pool, actually. I mean, I know I've mentioned it on my channel before. I don't know if I've hit like the double-digit number of times I've said it randomly over the years, but sometimes I'm just playing a game in the 2020s, and I think back to how impressed young Bobo and I were by Mega Man on the NES. I mean, Mega Man. It wasn't called Mega Man 1, it was called Mega Man. And the fairly large, and now we're going to get an email saying that we didn't get any money from, Smoke on the Water still gave us money. Whatever, I don't understand. But we were really impressed by Mega Man, especially the graphics, especially when we noticed that he blinks if you don't move for a certain amount of time. Like, we just thought that was so cool. And then now you got like fucking Franklin looking out the window of his mansion and seeing like raindrops. And you know what? In 20 years, people are going to look back at this and be like, look at how fucking fake those raindrops look. Real raindrops don't look like that. Those things are huge. They're way too regular. They look cheap as hell. Hours to me, it's like mind-blowing that the graphics can be this good. I mean, it's a AAA game, don't get me wrong, but... It's like, I find it really funny when people are just like losing their shit at how bad Mass Effect Andromeda looks. Like, yeah, if you can find glitches and make videos of the glitches, sure. And I'm not like, I don't have a particular reason to stick up for Mass Effect Andromeda as being this fantastic game. But yeah, like people making fun of the faces and that. These are like PS3 era graphics. What the fuck? Alright, well, I mean, we are at like 25 minutes into the video now. I blame Patricia for calling. Wow, you're having a lot of trouble with Smoke on the Water right now, Franklin. I mean, would it be fun to go do that? They're so fucking far away. Actually, wait, do we even have an indicator of where to go to deal with this problem? And why am I only being allowed to go to those first four? Whatever. Is this...
Energy drinks, lay off the up and at 'em. I don't need to think about.
Yeah, there's something weird going on because they're like, oh my god, the weed truck has been stolen, which was the same mission we've gotten repeatedly from them. We haven't gotten any variation on that. And I don't see anything on the map where it's telling me to go here to get the weed truck.
A nuclear war when I'm eating a good ass hamburger.
So never mind. We're just going to go to the starting point for the next mission. We're going to buy the stocks you are supposed to buy. And I'll call it a video. So that when we come back next time... Next time will be the actual final video of the stock market manipulation. And the video after that, which will be recorded at a later time, will be the first video where, like, I don't know for sure what we'll do, but it won't be fucking sleeping 20 times in a row as Trevor, waiting for the stock market to hit the right point. That will be forever behind us in GTA 5. Maybe GTA 6 will be nothing but a series of stock market manipulations.
Hey, you just turned this into a buck.
There's a cash truck, probably. Yep. I don't care. Although, robbing the cash trucks, once you've got sticky bombs, is fairly trivial. But sticky bombs are actually kind of expensive, so... Let me hop on the roof of my car for a moment. Alright, so we're supposed to go to LCN and buy Gold Coast, I believe. Oh good, it's on a downtrend, so it should be a little cheaper. Damn it! I wanted to read the description of what it is, I got curious. And then hit a button that doesn't take me back to where I can do that at all. Center Space Real Estate Developer specializing in converting historic buildings to soulless condos that 99% of the population can't afford. Yeah, I sound like jerks. Alright, so we are buying at $398. We're basically buying at 400. Just for purposes of figuring out the math. And we're all going to listen together to the sound of Lester's... Because Lester personally owns this public phone. So we're buying $9 million worth of this stock. I say that like that's unrealistic. Like, yeah, like there's stocks, there's $9 million is like a decent share, but not a controlling share in companies. Like, I'll never have that kind of wealth, but that does exist.
Who wants to have a picture with a genuine Vinewood original?
Yeah, no, he's kind of being an asshole there. I married my dad. And you would think in the news, like some weird dude standing on his car purchased millions of dollars worth of Gold Coast today.
I don't know what your problem is. I don't want any trouble.
That's true. We continue to exist in the world as we do this. Like somebody could start shooting at us while I'm trying to buy a stock.
Just stay away from me, okay?
And anytime, as Trevor or anyone, where you're just hanging around on the street, people can just like suddenly spontaneously get hostile to you. It's a dangerous world, guys.
What happened to American mainstream movie making?
Curious to see what this costs. Tivoli Cinema, 30 million. Well, we could certainly afford it, and we'd have more money left over than either of the other pro tags. So let's kind of make a mental note. Tivoli Cinema is 3 million, or 30 million, excuse me. I want to know what it costs. I was hoping to find out what these other ones cost. Tivoli Cinema is 30 million. Maybe the other ones are even more expensive. But Tivoli is like, now in my headcanon is he went to see a movie here which he thought was garbage, and he wants to buy this cinema because A, it's close to his house, and B, he saw a terrible movie there and he wants to change what kind of movies they show at this cinema. There's an inactive off-road moto ATV race. That sounds kind of interesting, but no, we need to get on with the story of buying property. Not buying property, buying stock.
I haven't called back because there's nothing to talk. I'm fine with my weight.
She's fine with her weight.
Doc, I done told you losing that kind of weight just ain't gonna happen.
She's fine. I mean, you know what? I mean, assuming that's not her doctor telling her that she's going to die if she doesn't lose weight, I generally support this comic relief off-screen NPC's comfort with her own body. All right, so we just bought like 110,000 shares of this company. $44 million. Yep. All right. So this is not as this particular stock is not going to give us as big a return. It'll be like a 45% return according to the guide. So we're not going to be going from like 44 million to 88 million. But it'll still make it to where you can comfortably buy a cinema as Michael, which just feels like a thing that you should do. And not necessarily buy all of the cinemas. No one's buying the golf course. And everybody can start buying fucking garages and helipads and airstrips and shit. Even though I don't really particularly... Like, helicopters could be really useful in this game. Fixed wing, not so much. You can buy slips on the marina. Like, there's lots of stuff where you can buy fancy boats and planes. But there's no missions where you need them. It's just if you want to pretend you live in this world for a while, I guess you can. There's nothing wrong with this game giving you a little escapist fun, but we've gone over, and all we did in this video was stock manipulation. So when we come back next time, we'll do a mission. Hopefully the stock manipulation won't take long, and then our long national nightmare with this will be over. See you then.